So yeah, Paul started cool thing. You can share in the chat your LinkedIn profile, so it should be much more casual. It's not like boring educational stuff. Kevin, I think, is one of the funniest in the best sense creators who can make out of the most business boring stuff as entrepreneur sales coolest thing. So yeah, let's engage in the chat. I will be kind of moderating and will bring to the Kevin questions, feedbacks, etc. And with LinkedIn URLs, you can engage with others who also play in this LinkedIn game. So let's start. For ones who don't know me, I'm Islam. I'm founder of 2PR.io, which is AI ghostwriter. And it's our first webinar. We are thinking of making potentially this series because, this LinkedIn stuff is like a rabbit hole. You can spend a lot of time and you may not even understand what's kind of going on, and it's changing every day. Algo, kind of how to make money out of LinkedIn, that stuff. So Kevin, I would like to welcome him. He's our creator advisor. We met him, I think, 1 year ago, and have been collaborating very actively ever since. And Kevin has 60K followers on LinkedIn, talk mostly to sales people, and he has awesome results. 12 million impressions per year. And when you compare to what you see on TikTok or Instagram, it may not seem as a lot, but for LinkedIn, it's really big numbers. For instance, once I saw Yasmin Alic, a lot of people know, who is in LinkedIn game, and he had less than 1 million per month. So it's big numbers, and Kevin consistently beat them. And for sure, Kevin is our partner, kind of essentially design partner of 2PR, so helped to make this product much better, I think, and use product also a lot. But overall, this webinar is covering the workflow, how to hit these numbers, which is really cool numbers, without like really working on this algo, because it's not really kind boss, yeah, to work on. Kevin
Agree.
has another job. Yeah, Kevin has another job, so I think Kevin is perfect example. So enough from me. I think Kevin, can you a bit maybe add some words about you and
Yeah.
your path briefly, and then we can discuss all these things people really would like to hear about.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Islam, thanks for having me today, and I'm happy to share with the audience a little bit more about myself, but as well how I use 2PRIO for my content creation, because it's since I'm using you guys, it's just faster, easier, and that's I think everyone who wants to start or wants to see how content creation can be possible in spending not that much time and still hitting some good numbers. It's right here in our webinar. So to myself, maybe a little bit. Yeah, I'm originally from Germany. Moved to Spain 10 years ago, where I started my sales career. So I still work in sales, have a full-time job as enterprise seller. But I started like in November 2021 with a little bit of content creation on LinkedIn, where I just thought like, okay, maybe sharing one post every like 5 posts a week. Let's see where it brings. And now I'm over 60K follower, have amazing partnership deals, working with companies like HubSpot, Fiverr, Full Enrich. It's like different companies for all kind of different industries in the B2B sector, which want to target my audience. My main audience are salespeople, and the way how I create content, I always thought like sales is like kind of a tough job. It can be as well mentally tough, but if you are, if you can put a little bit of humor into the context, I think it would make absolutely sense. So my content is about putting, like, it's informative, it's as well educative, but on the other hand as well a little bit, I always like to use memes or modify like some videos to get some good traction. And when people scroll through LinkedIn, and my goal is that they stop when they see one of my memes or one of my videos, which I modify accordingly to the post. And yeah, that's usually how I do it. And I think LinkedIn, many people think like, well, yeah, LinkedIn, it's maybe I'm too late to this game of creating content on LinkedIn, or maybe some if you are a marketer, think like, I don't see really a huge potential on LinkedIn from the marketing perspective. But I think it's absolutely wrong, because um, LinkedIn is like really a power machine. So from I think there are 1 billion users on LinkedIn, just 1% are actively sharing content on LinkedIn. If you compare to TikTok or Instagram, I think it's around 20%. So it's really early, in the early steps. And LinkedIn as well now actively announced that they are investing much more in content creators. So if you want to become not a content creator, but if you like to share more on LinkedIn, you're not too late. You can still start with it. Maybe to ask quickly Paul's question, how much time I spend on LinkedIn per week? I think maximum, I would say maximum 15 and 30 minutes a day maximum on really creating content. As I said, I have a full-time job, but I think when I like a couple of years ago, maybe more, like let's say 30 minutes to 1 hour. But now I have this routine, like grabbing my coffee in the morning, a similar kind of style, and I can just shoot out the content because I have a good database of images, videos, which I can modify and then put them out there, right? So this is how I do it at the moment a little bit. I will show you later as well in more details how is my workflow. But yeah, it's really about yeah, just starting. I decided from one day to another just to start sharing on LinkedIn, and yeah, it kind of changed as well my life. I met super people. I'm advisor of companies like from Islam, where can use different tools, test different tools for free, and on the same time as well meet great people.
So I think people here also, you said you started 4 years ago, yeah, and it became kind of working from the start, or it was bumpy road. How hard it was initially.
Yeah. So of course, in the beginning, until you get in this routine, like it's the same. Like when you start something new, if you want to learn a language, or if you want to start going to the gym, at the beginning, it's tough to thinking, okay, what should I post? Other people actually care about what I post. I get a couple of likes at the beginning, because maybe from friends, from your mother, from some people who who want to support you at the beginning. But I think it's really about consistency, right? I put it in front of me like a calendar, and then I just mark it. Okay, another day, another day. It's about consistency. It's like in everything, if you do consistent follow your goal, then you're gonna achieve what you want to achieve, right? And I think that's what I really did. I think I stopped maybe 1 week or something where I didn't post, but in the um, last 5 years, I think continuously was posting between 4 and 5 times a week. So I think that's the most difficult part. I think the idea is what you should share. I think it's something which you can have to reflect internally by yourself. Um, what you are expert in, or what do you like? But I think that's the most difficult part. Really, having the consistency implemented in your content strategy.
Yeah, and I think the ideation part, because we had 7,000 registered users, and I talk a lot with people on the scale how they perceive what is LinkedIn game, and most of them says it's really hard first just to show up. I mean, because my coworkers see me, etc. Sometimes I can be seen as too salesy, too pushing myself, etc. I mean, psychological stuff. Second thing is just about time, because really hard to understand what is good idea, post idea, and what is not, and how to find the great ones. And just the third one you covered a bit is, I think there are some minimum level people have kind of, if I hit less than 1K impressions per post, when I'm kind of loser, I will not show. Or if I have just post with 5 likes, 3 of them from my friends, it means I'm kind of loser, etc., etc. So there is kind of minimum level. Mostly, I think we will cover the workflow, the ideation part, but just to feel a bit time before we go to that part, for sure you also have some not blockbuster posts. What you
Yeah,
feel that then, and
yeah.
especially because you have sponsorship deals with great companies, and they also have some expectations. It's not cheap to work with creators on LinkedIn. I know for sure. So you can share some stuff here. What is kind of your understanding of minimum, and what you do when you see some roadblocks?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, yeah, it's still happening. It's not that we can scroll together through my posts. I did, and you can see there not all of them are performing. Some are even under 1,000 impressions. It's not that if you have 60K followers that you have like 10K impressions with every post. Yeah, you have good engagement, but impressions are doesn't mean always everything, right? I think the LinkedIn algorithm, first of all, if you continuously post, it doesn't have to be 5 times, but if you do it 3 times a week, um, you will see the benefits out of the algorithm. It will support you in your content creation, your impression, in your reach. But yeah, I think we all, when you start creating content, we all went through this phase where you said, oh, that another post which just generate 300 impressions and no one liked that post. But sometimes I'm always the person, when people ask me, so where should I start and what should I do? I said, at the beginning, you should really think about, you should have this I don't give a fuck mentality. Just get the content out there, right?
Yeah.
Just get it out there. If you For example, for me, I was hiding for a long time behind my posts. I didn't show my face. I didn't want to, people said, you have to record videos. You have to share videos about yourself. I was like, I don't like videos. I'm not a big fan of videos because it's like you have to get out of your comfort zone. And then they said, yeah, LinkedIn, it will be, if you don't do video, you will be in trouble. You will not have reach. So I started recording myself, and at the beginning it was like weird, like talking into a camera, and like, and then at the end you think like, are people actually listening what I'm saying, right? the memes and the videos I modify, they're funny. I understand the content, but then at the end, when I launched as well a podcast with a friend of mine, with Ellen, who has as well around 60K follower, I actually started enjoying it. I started enjoying recording those videos, sharing knowledge, because I think, if I would have had someone who could share the knowledge, which I would have liked to understand at the beginning of my content creator career on LinkedIn, it would help me a lot. Starting. Where should I start? Where should I get the ideas? How should I post? How often should I post? What time should I post? All this kind of information, which I just was like doing without even knowing it. And it can help you definitely in your reach, and in building your personal brand, or as a marketer as well, targeting the right content creator to promote your products. That's, I think, it's quite helpful.
Yeah, I think we can go to the next part where I mean, it's not staged, so it's just trying to understand there is no much questions yet. So the workflow part, especially, I think, ideation, and maybe you can kind of go to the memes. I mean, I have kind of network already because of 2PR with LinkedIn creators, and you see not a lot of them succeeding with memes. And when I tried, I didn't get much results. And I was thinking maybe my sense of humor is not that cool, or maybe I just don't understand my audience that much. I mean, most of my performance posts all were about kind of news, kind of stuff that is fresh, and just because of this education, or just informing, I think my audience was helping. So maybe you can go to the how you find ideas, how you, I
Yeah.
think, even harder part, how you curate, how you understand this will work, this is not, and
Yeah.
how you repurpose.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, so before I used you guys, I was like scrolling through LinkedIn randomly and looked for any kind of post which I can repurpose. But yeah, maybe just showing you here in the viral section, I think there's so much potential for repurpose a kind of potential posts. So what I usually do is I just pick any topic, because you can modify anything. Then I want to have an image, for example, right? And then I just on a weekly base, when I in the evening have some time, I just scroll through this viral posts which are available. So you can see 19K followers, and then automatically, you can, if you as you can see, quite a lot of quotes are performing really good, because people can associate themselves with those posts, with these quotes quite well. So if you don't know what to share, maybe share one quote a week, and you see automatically, I think, which your traction goes up from the reach perspective. But what I do is, if I scroll through them, and I think, there's something, let's say, I liked, of course, first of all, I save those posts, and then, as I said, I repurpose them, right? So I have my saved posts here, and some stuff I like, for example. And for example, this is a great example I used. So I thought, like, okay, it's an image about all the different AI tools out there, in combination with a degree. How can I repurpose that as sales content, right? I think that's one thing I always think. How can I use an interesting image or an interesting video and repurpose it again as sales content? And that's exactly what I did, right? I took took this image, and then I created this post, like degree in sales needed. And so I used this image, I just repurposed it, and automatically built, like, based on the image, I have the base, and then I built like the content around this image, right? Because it performed okay. Let's say there are 7,400 impressions, some good likes, reposts, and the post was about, you don't need a degree to win in sales. You just need to be hungry, right? You have to have a good hook, which you get like a good traction of potential likes, or where people stop when seeing your post, right? So there is the ideation part, right? You don't have to, I always say, you don't have to reinvent the wheel completely new, because you have so much interesting, features here as well. Interesting images, videos, which you can repurpose based on your knowledge, or your interest. And that's something I really love to do. So when I then modify the image, of course there are like kind of different ways. You can always create a post here. You can upload, for example, as well an image, and let the image be modified directly here with I think Nano Banana you can use here in the draft section, where generate image, sorry, you can attach the image, just say change the headline to degree in sales needed, and then automatically you get already the finalized image out of the repurposed option, right? And then what I usually do is I put in my draft, after like working 10 years in sales. Maybe we can do it together. After 10 years in sales, I saw many talents without a degree, and now with AI, like Gemini, etc., I think it's even less needed to have a degree. It's more important to be hungry. Okay, so of course when you sign up here, it's ask you about your reading style, how you pose, the way how you write, how you want to have your content created. Is it more aggressive? Is it more funny? Is it more like educational? And then you have like a draft, right? I always see that as a draft. So I kind of modify. First of all, I look at the 3 different versions which were generated, and then I see which one I like the most, and then based on that, changing the hook, changing certain wording. So I always put my personal touch into it, and you can see. So I have a library of images and videos, and then after that, I selected one image and build a post around it. As I said, I spend around between 15 and 30 minutes a day in creating that. Sometimes I just create it on the spot. Sometimes I actually plan them an evening before. So really depends of how I can manage my time. So it's quite, I think, straightforward as well.
And
I Yeah.
yeah, coming back to how you kind of understand what there are a lot of performance posts. I mean, some of them get 500 likes, some of them get 5K likes. So what's your maybe reasoning? Maybe it's not that, formal. It may be instinct, maybe kind of talent. How you understand this could be really good?
Sometimes I don't know. I think it's as well luck sometimes, of course, but I think it's you sometimes I think a post will perform amazing and then doesn't. But if you look in the analytics part, for example, right, you can already see like somehow the things I do work. It it's I have a good number of impressions, but it's really about just getting the things out there. You have here, of course, like a different content mix is pretty important as well. um, but I think overall, um, I know that the meme topic and the video topic works. um, if you, for example, put an image of yourself, usually it's not working that well. And maybe it's just because of myself
For
that it
some
doesn't work.
girls, it works. For some-
but but yeah, it's it's for me, this memes or this videos work pretty well. But as well, like I said, this quotes, we can have a look together in my best performing posts, for example. I'm really transparent on that. uh let's go here, and then we can have a look which ones perform the best. uh you know Here I have,
I think you can extend the time frame, not 7 days, maybe a bit
yeah,
larger.
true. Let's do it like this, the 365. And then if you scroll down the top performing posts, maybe I can open one or two that you can see the differences. So there was one AI STR in 2025, AI STR in
Sorry, Kevin.
2024.
Can
Yeah,
you zoom in a bit? Because
yeah.
it's, I think,
Give me a second, I think.
seems connection a bit slow.
Yeah. No. So I think this one. Can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still loading, but I think, as you can see here, it's like a meme I modified AI STR in 2024, 2025, and yeah, it's around 1.1 million impressions, right? And it was actually a sponsored post, Turbo IO. So lucky
They were
guys,
happy,
happy
I think.
guys.
Yeah, they were happy. Million posts on
So
sponsored. Yeah, I think it's kind of awesome.
it's a good post. It's a funny one. I'm talking about a topic. I think here specifically I didn't mention the company in the post, because yeah, it as well destroys the reach. So sometimes it's better if you can share the company or the information then in the comment section. So here we had a quite successful one. Again, it was a meme in combination with like and my perspective on AI STRs. The second one, sorry, I think it's not loading that well. Most people think personalized cold emails still work in 2025, and then you have like a video I modified. The video modification I use Veed.io. It's not sponsored. It's not sponsored here, but I can mention them because I love their product. So personalized cold email prospect, not impressed. Uh, and you can see here 3,500 likes, 784,000 impressions. This was not a sponsored one, but yeah, you can see it's like that's the way how I usually like to do it.
So let's go a bit to the
Yeah,
questions in the chat. I think what is the best combination? Amr asks, what is the best combination of posts types for fast growth, text, one image, carousel, video? What is the best combination?
yeah,
I'm doing educational content for neuroscience and medical research. So it's a bit more complex.
yeah,
Need.
yeah. I think images perform pretty well if you have any kind of like static images. I think in your field, education or like education accounted for neuroscience and neurosurgery. I think it's their carousel pretty well, because I think it's hard to describe one in one image if you do it, like frameworks or ways how you solve a certain issue. I think it's great, but I think carousels can work really well as well. um, Videos, absolutely, if it's like really informative as well. It should not be that long. I think maximum 30 minutes, 30 seconds, which can be as well pretty good, which work. But I think first one would be image, just text. I'm not a big fan of just text. Some people are quite successful with that, but I think I never posted just text. Uh, it can work, but I think image carousel, yeah, like you have it in that image carousel videos. If you combine that, I think the algorithm also likes if you see like combination of kind of content styles. If you just put images, non-stop images, your reach will not perform well. So you should have like a combination of different kind of methods or ways of posting. Yeah.
I will add to the question, and we'll go to the next question of Amr. So, what percentage of your content mix is video now, and what was it the same when you started?
Yeah. So no. So are you referring video where people see me,
No,
or
no, any video as
okay,
content.
good. Yeah. So I think I at least shared like two videos a week minimum, and three static images. Usually, that's what I do. Now I have like around three videos. One actually of myself. It's like a short video, which I graded, for example, one part, a snippet of our podcast we launched, where I was talking about a specific topic. That's something I usually like to do. So it's one image or one video about the podcast we launched a couple of months ago, and then like two memes, static image, and then yeah, maybe one like sponsored posts. Really depends. Like as well, not too many sponsored posts, because if your whole week is full with sponsored posts, sometimes I had to say no to sponsored posts, because otherwise my calendar would have been full with. And then your audience also don't want to listen to you anymore if you just see ads everywhere, even though some of them are funny, as you saw the one with the AI SDR. But yeah, this is usually the how I do it.
And for you, you use mostly kind of almost. It's not. I mean, it's vertical or horizontal. Amber asks.
Yeah, so it's usually vertical. Um, it's like the LinkedIn format, I think, which is preferred. I think LinkedIn had a couple of months, like was it last year maybe, where they had this kind of shorts similar to, I think, to Instagram. They stopped doing this, but I think still when you scroll through your with your phone through LinkedIn, and I think most of the people scroll with the phone. I think the horizontal format is still the best, because then it's fits your screen, and you automatically have then all everything visible. They see you like the whole face, and with the vertical, it's a little bit more complicated, I think. Yeah.
I mean, it's a technical question. Tinashe asks if 60K includes connections. I can answer they include connections, but
Yeah,
I'm quite sure Kevin doesn't have 30K, maybe less connections. So it's mostly followers, right? Who
it's
who
it.
come.
No, it's actually both, to be honest. So how do you grow your LinkedIn, your follower base the fastest way? You have to use all your connections as possible. So I think you can send out around 150 connection of to per week. So everyone who want to grow their follower base, they should use all the 150 requests which you can send out to connect with someone, and automatically they kind of follow you. They're part of your connection, of your followers. I think all content creators out there usually hit their 30K follower connection requests, because you get so many requests from people as well if they want to connect. Look, we started a webinar, and I think I have like now 5 people who want to connect. At one point, you cannot accept anymore any new connection, because exactly like Dinasha explained, you hit your 30K connections, right? So a lot of people do not just want to follow you; they want to be connected with you. And many times I go through like my LinkedIn connections and take some out which are not active, which I have there since I start using LinkedIn, and yeah, so it's 30K connections, which are as well on the one hand as well followers, right?
There are two questions, I think, very similar. Do you have Sales Navigator or normal? And it's from Bogdan and from Amr. Do you recommend premium subscription? And I would kind of add, I think, the implying third question, do you see the difference? Because you kind of pay LinkedIn because some people believe this can be the issue. They have free or, let's say, low tier subscriptions.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have Sales Navigator from my company. They're paying for it because I'm still actively selling as an enterprise seller. So Sales Navigator is a must-have from my side, because I use it as a lead engine where if I reach out as well to prospects. And I cannot give. I don't know if it's necessary to have a premium LinkedIn profile or a normal one or free version. I guess you should have a premium, because then if you pay LinkedIn, they're more happy with you. I guess so. I don't know. I have no data on that one, but I think yeah, it's like with all the platforms, right? If they see you have a premium button there, maybe you have a higher reach, and you can grow your follower base faster. But yeah, now no proof behind it.
Yeah, actually, on Twitter, I mean X, they kind of very transparent. They say, pay us more and you will have more visibility. So I think this can be necessary, but not exclusive condition to go kind of viral. I mean, I actually had some period I can add here. I mean, about 3 months early this week, this year, when I had when I didn't have LinkedIn Premium, because of I kind of migrated from Dubai to Brazil, and was some issues to buy, and I didn't see any kind of decrease of reach. Actually, that was maybe the best performance period. So content wins overall, but kind of sounds reasonable to expect this can be the issue. There is no data on this.
Yeah.
There is not a question, but comment about business posts were tanking and picture of
Yeah.
puppy that was best performing. Maybe you can add a bit here. So some people think even if I get some numbers from not that serious content, how to kind of convert this to some business result, or just
Yeah.
because you have reach, you kind of can expect they will see your profile, follow you, and then see
Yeah.
your business related stuff. How you
Yeah.
kind of
Absolutely.
what's
Absolutely.
your views here?
Yeah. First, I would love to answer Iris' question in regards to the comment. I think yeah, it's a tough one. uh, commenting or answering all the comments which you have under your post. Actually, I also maybe can quickly share my screen again. Not sure if you are already using 2pr.io, but you can here, have everything here where you can easily comment. Otherwise, you would really need to jump from one comment to another. You can easily have even suggested replies with AI. But here you could usually, if you want to save some time, you can do that here pretty pretty fast and answering some comments. As you can see, I still have to do quite a lot of work here, but yeah, that's something how I as well streamlined this process a little bit. From the other question with this, what you mentioned, Islam, is yeah, how do you convert actually those leads who connect or comment on your posts? I think it's really depends on different things. You can have a lead magnet, for example, right? If you have a puppy in as image, just to get like impressions, most likely people who are potential buyers are not gonna be engaging with your posts. Sometimes it's more important really to have like maybe a couple of thousand impressions, but a more tailored um, uh, educational content. So I see have many had many sponsored posts with like 5k impressions, who I generated 10 leads for them, which reflect like 40-50k in potential revenue, um, which they received as qualified leads, as a kind of marketing qualified leads, instead of like having 100,000 impressions and no one actually signed up for their tool, right? I think that's the biggest difference sometimes. Some people just want to run after the impressions. Impressions is great, but really the impressions do not generate revenue. You have a higher reach, of course, but sometimes the low performing posts with less impressions generate much more revenue. And some people are scared to put links into the posts. Yes, it's maybe not the best for your impressions, for your reach, but if you reach the right people with this link, they sign up for your tool, they sign up for your course, then it's better maybe than hiding it somewhere in the comment section. I experienced both, so for that reason, I always tried or like to try different kind of styles, see what works, and I like to collaborate with companies for sponsored posts who are as well open to test those kind of things. Right? I can never promise them that I generate you like 10 leads or 5 leads or hundreds of impressions. But some posts perform better, some perform less. I have a company, for example, we have 8 posts scheduled for the next 2 months, and the third post we had 200,000 impressions and generated quite a lot of leads for them. So it paid already off the partnership what we started. If the next 7 or next 6 posts don't perform that well, one of them performed well, and they had already had some good success generated for them.
Do AI images get flagged by LinkedIn? It seems my AI created one gets buried, but unedited it seems to perform better. Actually, I had it's not kind of viral, but 45k impressions post one that was about this, that essentially there is no way LinkedIn can understand this for sure. So if you just put from Nano Banana or ChatGPT image, or even if you just add it with Photoshop, it will have this ugly CR mark. And we in our app kind of fixed it. So if you generate image inside of 2PR, it will be without that. Or even if you don't use TPR, you can just create image and make a screenshot of it. They will not know that it's AI generated. So essentially, the answer is they flag AI images that are not edited. If you edit or you generate within a specialized tool like us, who kind of think about these nuances, then they will not flag it, and the performance doesn't really depend on that. Amber asks, do you have certain workflow recommended for vertical video production? You mentioned snapping for your podcast. I mean,
Yeah,
they asks about a certain app you can kind of
yeah.
highlight for
I
it.
use I use Vid.io. I just put it in the chat for like recording and editing. I think it's pretty simple, pretty easy, which yeah, makes my life much easier to modify images, but as well to record, to snip them together. Um, and then I have as well a team here, actually in India, who does my video editing. Um, because yeah, it, if you start doing video editing by yourself, that costs us so much time. So I found like a good partner there who helps me with the editing side. And as I also started like my YouTube channel now by myself a little bit, where I try to publish more as well video content. Yeah, that's something. Simple edits I do with Video, but more complex edits with yeah, with animation, etc. I always do with my team in India.
This is a cool organic promo of Vita.io. So yeah, actually, you can, I think, can share. I mean, for me, I mean, it's your signature type of content. With mostly memes, but not only. With just changing the header, it's actually resonate a lot with your audience, despite the original video being for kind of very different use case created. So maybe you can share just one, two examples and inspire me at least to do more
Yeah,
of this.
yeah, no, absolutely. Like I said, like it's really simple, right? So it's like looking for some viral posts. I think sometimes you can even use them again. You can ask the creators of the posts if it's okay, but most likely they took it as well from Reddit or wherever. It's hard to find the original source who created those images. Otherwise, you should credit it. I work in online brand protection, so I'm taking copyright infringements quite serious in my in my profession. But certain things, right, where you can modifying it. So, for example, here a video joining a Zoom meeting 1 minute too early.
Uh, do you share something because we don't
Oh,
see?
oh, sorry. Yeah, I think I good one. Let me share now. I went back to the library. So like here this image, for example, here I think it's a great one where I use it as well. I would credit the original creator of the image, but it's hard to find actually who's behind that. Certain or like videos, for example, right? I upload that in Vid.io, put a black blank over it to remove the what is written, and then just write something which I think resonates with the post I want to share. So that's something usually works pretty well. Yeah, here's some other options as well here, right? With AI, sometimes it's pretty easy with one single prompt. Just say remove this, add this, put this here, and then automatically you have a meme customized by yourself, which could create some good reach as well. As I said, you don't need to reinvent the wheel new. Just find things which make sense for you. Even like those quotes. I think it's great sometimes. People resonate really well with those quotes as well. I don't share them that often, um, because I don't think it's so creative, but They work pretty well if you want to start and want to get some viral posts maybe at the beginning. You can share one of those, and then you will see you get a good reach out of it.
Yeah, Iris asks about connections,
Yeah,
how TPR helps with that. I can answer here. I think
yeah,
TPR doesn't help with automation of connection requests or accepting them, because there is no any, I'm quite sure here, way to do this safely from bands. It's against of terms of use, so we don't do that. It's our core promise to our users. We will help you a lot to reach potentially Kevin's results, for instance, but within the limits before it can endanger your profile and us as business, because
yeah,
it's really big issue for me. We want to help much more our users, not only with content. We already added engagement, because it's kind of there is API, official API for that, so you can answer much faster to the comments. But the most requested for sure is DMs, right? Connections, outreach, and finally messages. There is no way so to do
yeah.
this safely. So you can use, if you want some automation, taking some risks, you can, but we don't do that.
Yeah, I think
Um,
when I started, really, it was like really sending the requests. I um everything manually. So I typed in salespeople or sales account executives in US or I'm based in Barcelona because I wanted to grow my network here, and then I just sent until I get the notification by LinkedIn. You have reached your weekly limit, and that's I did over really years at the beginning, because if you add as many people or as many potential buyers of your product to your network, automatically they see your offering, and then if they like it and they can associate themselves. For example, in my case, I added salespeople because I think the content I share makes most sense for salespeople. So if you have other buyer persona or other people who would engage with your content, add as many as possible to your network, because then they see it, maybe they like it, they put a comment, they put some feedback, and like this you can grow your audience organically. That's my the way how I did it. Is it the perfect way? I don't know, but it worked. Let's say it like this.
Actually, I think we coming to the
Yeah.
closing. Uh, we booked 90 minutes just to be sure if something goes wrong, but overall we aimed 50 to 60 minutes. But I think it's one thing that is top one thing for everyone who wants to get some visibility on LinkedIn. We didn't cover at all, and somehow we managed it. It's change of algorithm, because I really liked your recent video about how Algo treated creators in 2024, 2025. It's kind of preparing to be cooked, right? It's much harder for many. Actually, it's not my case, because I started in 2025, so kind of I have my maximum impressions now, but still I hear a lot, I think, from our users that it's really hard nowadays to get impressions. What you see in terms of how it changed and what you changed in your workflow, in your content mix, maybe how you find and curate ideas I mean, today, because compared to, let's say, 1 or 2 uh, years before.
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't change anything. Because
Best
if
answer.
you if you try to please the algorithm, I'm not sure if that actually makes sense, because it will change again. So you would need to change. I had then, when the algorithm changed, maybe I had a couple of months which my content didn't perform that well, but then it changed again and it performed again really pretty well. So I think last year I had 14 million of impressions. Now a lot of people complain in 2026. In the last 365 days, I have 12 million impressions. Of course, it's 2 million less than the year before, but I don't really care. I'm here just to share my content, to have actually make for me it's a lot of fun. It's still fun. I don't see this as like a job creating content now. I earn some good money making content, but I think it's really just stick to, if you know that the way how you create works. I think it's not really needed to change or please the algorithm. Just continue what you're doing. If you have got a good feedback, just stick to it. Of course, if now LinkedIn really would double down on videos, because they say they will double down on videos, but then when you publish videos on LinkedIn, you usually get around 1,500 impressions of recorded videos of yourself. If you have like a really pretty good video producer who can cut videos together, make it super professional, then maybe it could be a different story. But yeah, as long I don't really see high quality results of me sharing. For example, I have high quality videos from our podcast, and they perform pretty well. I think I will not double down on video, like they wrote like a couple of months ago on LinkedIn.
Yeah, it's so good, refreshing take that first you didn't change anything, and don't make algo your master, because kind of you have to enjoy the process, and results comes from consistency and essentially knowing your audience. This is the top one. I think that distinguish ones who get results from ones who maybe accidentally initially got some results because of change. Yeah, I think we covered. It was for me really. I actually learned a lot. I didn't came here as only co-host, but mostly I came here to learn, and I learned a lot. Hope guys you liked webinar. If you have any questions, I and Kevin are always welcome to chat. Maybe Kevin, you can add something. I think we covered more
Yeah,
than expected.
absolutely. Now, thanks for having me. Of course, if anyone has questions, feel free to send me a message. Sorry, I reached my 30K connection, so it's hard, to connect with everyone. But yeah, feel free to drop me a note, something under, put something under my posts, and yeah, I always try to answer if possible. And yeah, thanks for joining today.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Use to PR. Yeah, see you. Thanks. Bye
Bye.
bye.